It is always a pleasure for us to spend time communing with you and addressing those subjects, those questions from deep within your hearts. We start our discourse this time on the subject of the auric field and energy. As you are aware, all beings, all sentient beings, possess an aura around them, as do all buildings, all items on your planet. Wherever you look, as you develop your what you may call psychic powers, you will become aware of these auras. And through looking at these auras, reading them from within your hearts, you will begin to understand more relating to the world around you. And so if you choose to focus on a particular plant, as you tune into that aura and see the beautiful colours that emanate from it, you can also connect to the knowledge of that plant. You begin to understand the purpose of it being there, of the makeup of it, what it actually consists of, rather than just seeing it as a beautiful object for you to admire. And so it is with all beings, all objects on your planet at this time, that you have the ability to make this connection on a deeper level. And in doing this, becoming more aware of what is around you through this energy, rather than just the physical appearance, you will begin to understand much more. As is often said on your planet, that everything around you in your world is illusion, and indeed it is illusion. But by making this connection through the aura, you can begin to understand what is behind this illusion and its purpose. As the planet progresses through the coming years, this will be especially useful to those who are interested in the medical view. As you work with people, whether it is your doctors or your therapists, by tuning into a person's aura, you will be able to understand what is occurring within them, what is happening with them, how this has come about, and how you can work with their energies, using your own energies that you channel, to bring about a state of completeness, a state of wholeness, a state of healing for your patients or clients, whatever you choose to call them. Those of you who already carry out the process of healing will be aware that the healing takes place through the aura and through the chakra system. And many of you have this ability already to channel this energy for the benefit of those around you. So we would ask you to consider how much greater the benefit can be for those people when you begin to understand that person's aura, that person's energetic makeup on that deeper level. And as you begin to tune into this, you will sense this through your heart centre and through your brow centre. And through this understanding of how this energistic works, great strides will be made in healing for many, and the true nature of illness will be fully understood. Those who do not possess a healing ability will begin to understand what disease is in fact about and how this can be healed. Although there are those tablets and similar things that are prescribed to you, it is the energy of those items that carries out the healing. And so as time goes on, people will begin to realise that it's the healing to take place, or this to take place on a deeper level. It will be energistically, not through taking this or that potion provided by your doctors and medical people, as is now. Although these may help and they may mask the symptoms to an extent, they may delay the outcome of the disease or whatever the person is suffering, they will not cure it, they will not heal it. It is only through the energy that this can be healed. And as we say, as you begin to understand the workings of the aura, the workings of energy in a deeper way, you will begin to understand how this works and be more effective in your own healing capacity. Well, on the subject of healing, we would also say that we are aware of the difficulties and indecision that many of you experience at this time, but as we have said before, we can assure you that things are moving in the right direction. It is a matter of your linear time, whereas from our vantage point we can see the outcome of certain actions. They are in some way delayed within your planet, within your linear way of seeing things, and so you cannot see this yourself at this time. But whereas things may seem to be taking place very slowly for you, things are really speeding up and taking place quite quickly. And it is a case of patience at this time. Everything is due to come to fruition, but as we say, this takes time. And the lesson here for many of you is patience. You have spent a great deal of time over many eons preparing for this magical time on your planet Earth. And so waiting a little longer should not be too much of a hardship for you. When we join you on these occasions, we are always willing to help in any way that we can assist you from within our power, and we welcome questions from you if there is anything on your mind or in your heart at this time that you wish to discuss further. As we have said previously, we do not have the answers to all questions, but we will do our best to assist you and direct you.
Could you talk to us about spiritual alchemy?
We would assume that you mean this in the reference to the change of one state of being to another.
Yes, collectively, yes.
There could be many forms to the meaning of spiritual alchemy. As you know, the alchemist is a being who has the ability to change something, for example, from copper to gold. And again, this is more to do with energy than some special attribute that the being has who carries this out. The alchemist has learnt to see the energy, the meaning within something, and in his or her mind can see the outcome desired, and by the use of their mind, and sometimes with the use of physical items, is able to make this change. In the same way, it is possible for you to change things within your points of reference, within your planet. Such items as your weather patterns we can give as an example. If you're experiencing what you may regard as bad weather, collectively you can understand the energy behind this, and by connecting your consciousness with one another and that of the planet, you are able to change this weather pattern. And as we're aware, many of you have suffered severe weather patterns within the last few months, and it is possible to change this. This is a form of spiritual alchemy, if you will. hope this is of some help.
Thank you.
Do we sense a deeper question from within your heart regarding this subject?
Yes, I've just got to put it into words.
We are aware that at times you have the ideas and the questions within your hearts and in your minds, but it is difficult at times to put these things into your words.
The transformation of a soul from that will bring them to a state of knowing of oneness, oneness with everything within the universe. When that person is coming from, when that person is coming from a place which is quite distant from themselves and from their surroundings. I'm just trying to make this into a question. What form of, this is where going back to spiritual alchemy, I can't put it into words. I'm hoping what I've said has actually made some sense. Oh.
When a being exists on your planet at this time, that being has past experiences. And for those on the planet at this time, very often very many past experiences and an identity, and experiences these past identities simultaneously, but is not aware of this on a conscious level. As this all begins to join together, then the being will move on. The being will become more aware of the way things work, with its connection to the past and the many lives and how these can be experienced in tandem. And as the being experiences further lives in the future, which can also be glimpsed now, that being then reaches this state, what you may call nirvana or some similar description. And of course this again can be seen as some form of spiritual alchemy, although it is not alchemy in the sense of the ability to change one thing to another. It is more a natural progression of that soul. But it's when that soul becomes aware is the key to the change that projects that soul forward, closer to that state of nirvana, to that state of oneness, that state of being. We hope this helps a little.
Thank you. You've clarified some thoughts, some feelings, confirmation and deeper insight. Thank you.
We thank you for having made the opportunity for us to spend this time with you. And we wish you our love and our blessings as you continue on your journey.